welcome to this tutorial on Autodesk Inventor and how to do the basic shapes. You're going to be working on the first four shapes, highlighted in blue here in this PDF document. I have shape 1, shape 2, shape 3, and shape 4. Okay, we're going to work on the first four and we're going to do this together. Alright, and what I want to do is I want to start just with shape 1, but I just want to take a look at it first. You notice that I have these numbers here. These numbers are dimensions. Okay, so there's a 5 down here, there's a 2 here, there's a 3 here. And what I want to do is I just want to take a look, and if I notice that all of them start off the same way. They start off with a 5, a 2, and a 3. Number 3, a 5, a 2, and a 3, a 5, a 2, and a 3. So they're all going to start off being pretty much the same shape, which is just going to be a rectangle. Alright, so let's close out of this. And let's go to Autodesk Inventor Professional. Remember, this is a fairly large program, and it may take some time to load up. What you should do is you should open up not only this video but Autodesk Inventor and kind of follow along, so you can actually pause the video if you need to. Go ahead and do what I'm telling you to do, and then play it whenever you're ready. Alright, so as Autodesk Inventor loads up, excuse me, I'm just going to take a look at these objects here. Okay. The first thing I want to do is I want to start a new, up here on the left, a new part. If you notice it says part here, standard IPT, go to create. Okay, so I'm going to click back on my PDF, and what I want to do is I want to start like this is a block of wood. I'm going to pretend like this is a block of wood, and I'm going to take this notch out of it. So let's start by making a 5-inch by 2-inch sketch, and then we're going to extrude it out 3 inches. Alright, so I'm going to go to Start Sketch. Make sure it's in 2D. I'm going to click the front, and then I'm going to click the XY plane, or just the one that I'm looking at. I'm going to click rectangle. It should be on 2-point rectangle. Okay, 2-point. Start here. I just clicked, and I'm just going to drag it over. The number that's highlighted in blue is the number that I'm working with, and since I want it to be 5, I'm going to type in 5 and then hit enter. Okay, I want to click front view again, and if you notice I have a 5-inch long piece here. What I want to do is I want to make this part come up. If we look back, I made this right here, that 5-inch long line. I want to make this come up 2 inches. So let's do that. By clicking on dimension, I'm going to click on that line. I just clicked on it. I'm going to click again, and when I do that it asks me, hey, do you want to edit that dimension? And I say, yes, I do want to edit that dimension. I want it to be 2. So I'm going to type in 2 and hit enter. Now I'm going to click on my little home up here, and you can see that I have a 5 by 2-inch rectangle. Now what I want to do is I want to make it big, and that's called extrude. So I'm going to extrude that. It's going to give me a couple options here. You notice how it's kind of coming towards us. I actually want to click this right here, which says direction 2, if it'll highlight for me. And notice how it moves back. Okay, and I'm going to type in 3, because that was how long we wanted it to be. So just type in 3, hit enter. So now I have the basic 5 by 2 by 3. That's 5 by 2 by 3. Now what I want to do is I want to carve out this section here. And I do this by reading my dimensions so I know how far I have to go. So looking at this line right here, I can tell that it is 2 inches. Looking at this line right here, I can tell that it is 1 inch. So I have a general idea of how long this line and this line are going to be. So let's do those right now. I'm going to click on the front view, click on sketch, and I'm going to sketch on here. And I'm just using the ball on my mouse just to scroll in and out. This first line, 2 inches. So I click on my line tool, click here, I'm going to come over 2, enter, and then you notice it's still attached. And how far did I want to come down? 1 inch. But you notice, you see where it says degrees on the left hand side there? It says 65, 66, 67. I want to make sure this is perfectly 90. Okay, it'll either say 90 or 180, either one is fine, but I want to make sure that that is exactly what I want. Okay, make sure it's 90, and then you notice on the right hand side, the blue, it says 0.459. That is the length of this line, and I want it to be 1. So since it's highlighted in blue, it's the measurement that I'm working with. I'm going to type 1 and hit enter. So now I've made that 2 inch by 1 inch line. I'm going to right click on the mouse and click OK. So I've made the 2 inch line and the 1 inch line. Let's click the next one. So I've made the 2 inch line, this 2 inch line, and I've made this 1 inch line. Now I have to figure out how long this line is, and I have to do a little bit of math. If this is 2 inches and this is 1 inch, it's a total of 3 inches. I know I have 5 inches total down here. This line must be 2 inches. 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. Okay, so let's make that a 2 inch line, and then we're going to come back up that 1 inch, which is this 1 inch right here. We're going to come back up. So I'm going to right click on my sketch. Okay, go to repeat line. I'm going to click on the end. See how it turns green there? As soon as it turns green, I'm going to click on it. I'm going to scroll it over. How far? We said 2, so do 2. Alright. And what I want to do is, real quick, is I want to make sure, right click, repeat line, that I'm still doing the degrees correctly. You see how it says 0 degrees? Okay, it'll either say that, it'll say 90, it might even say 180. Okay, but as long as it's flat, it's not doing something like this, okay? So I'm doing 2, enter, and then because it's still attached, I want to make sure it comes up 90, and bring this up. I'm just scrolling up, and it says 90 degrees on the left hand side. You see it? Now it says 86, okay. I bring it all the way up. I don't even have to type in anything. All I got to do is just bring it up to that line. It automatically makes it 1 inch. I'm 90 degrees, and I click. That's it. Right now I want to do finish sketch. So now I have a sketch that's finished. And now the next thing we have to do is we have to take this chunk out. Okay, so let's take out that center piece. And it already highlights it for me. See how it's going the wrong way? I want to do direction 2, which is this one right here. I click this little check mark, and there we go. I have the first one done. What I want to do at this time is go up to this eye on the left hand side and to save as. Okay, and what I want you to do is under your folder with your name. So this is mine, Justin Calitri. Under your folder, you're going to create a new folder, if you haven't already done that, labeled Technology. And if you look, this little star here, it says Create New Folder. Create New Folder, Tech, Technology, Technology. Okay, I'm just going to click. I'm going to open that folder, and I'm going to save Part 1 as Part 1. Okay, now we're going to work on Part 2. File, New Part. We're going to start the same way, so I'm just going to kind of speed up through this. Start Sketch, Front View, click on the front plane. Here, the center where it turns green. 5, and in this case, I don't have to hit Enter. I can actually just hit the Tab key, and it will tab down to the next measurement. 2, hit Enter, and it'll give me, if I click on Home, it'll give me a 5 by 2 box. Go to 3D Model, Extrude. I want to do this one here, okay, which is direction 2. This is direction 1. Okay, now it highlights. Direction 2, that's direction 1. And I want to do it 3 inches. So I'm going to click down here, type in 3, enter. Click my little home view, very nice. Now what you want to do is get in the habit of saving these as you're working on them. So go to File, go to Save, make sure you're inside your Technology folder, and type in Part 2 if it doesn't automatically come up. So I'm going to save this as Part 2 and click Save. Okay, so now that's saved for us. Now let's look at part number 2. Okay, this is part 2. Alright, part 2 starts off the same way as they all do, 5 by 2. So 5 inch by 2 inch by 3, we just did that. Okay. Now what we want to do is we want to come over 2 inches, just like we did before, come down 1, come over 2, and then slant it down. Alright, so I'm going to kind of speed this up a little bit, because we did some of this before. So we're on here. I'm going to click Front View on the right hand side. Start Sketch. Line. Click. This was 2 inches. Enter. I bring it down 90 degrees, 1 inch. Enter. Oh no! What happened? I made a mistake. Right click, go to Cancel. Go back to Sketch, just right click on the sketch, repeat line. Alright, you can then bring this line down, or I'm just going to right click and hit Cancel. You can always hit the back arrow. Okay, so line, setting at the corner, it turns green. I click, bring it over, how far? 2 inches. Enter. I bring it down, how far? 1 inch. 90 degrees, yep. Over 2 inches. Enter. And then we're going to come down here to the corner and just right click, click on OK. Next thing I have to do is extrude, and I want to extrude the area that I'm trying to get rid of. So it thinks I'm trying to get rid of that, but I'm not. So let's do this area. Okay, so let's say, oh no, what's going on here? Why isn't it letting me do this? Okay, a common problem is that you'll have 2 different sketches and you're trying to do 2 different things. It doesn't know that these are, you know, that they're working together. It just thinks that they're completely separate. If that happens, don't panic. What you can do is you can either go back, erase all of sketch 3 and just work on sketch 2, or you can make some lines in sketch 3 to make it think that it's part of sketch 3, and I'll explain that in just a second here. So I'm going to put line back, and what I'm going to do is go to Sketch 3 and right click. Okay, and we're open, so actually I don't need to do that. We're open. I'm going to do this. I'm going to grab my line tool, go back to my front view, and I'm just going to come down here, click, click, click. All I just did was put a box around it. Finish sketch. Now watch. Extrude. It's going to ask me, hey, which one do you want to extrude? This one. Which way do I want to go? I want to go direction 2. Enter. If you don't know how big something is, or if you think you made a mistake, come up here to the top where it says Tools, click on Tools, and click on Distance. And you can grab corners, and it'll tell you that's 3, here to here, that's 2, here to here, right there, that's 1, and it matches, 1 inch, 2 inch, 2 inch. Okay, it'll match what you have on here. Alright, and that's the first 2 objects done. Make sure that you always save your work. Save. Awesome. Now let's do the next one. Let's do part 3. File, New. Click on this little arrow. Part. Okay. And we're going to start it the same way. So, new sketch. Front. Here. Rectangle. We're going to start where the green dot is, right in the center. I'm going to click, drag it up. 5. Hit the tab key. Hit 2. So I make that 5 by 2 box. I hit my home. 3D model, extrude. I want to do direction 2. And I want to do 3 inches. Click in there, delete. 3. It knows exactly what I want. Perfect. I have my 5 by 2 by 3 box. So let's move on to number 3. And now we have, interesting, now we have a little bit of a piece missing on the front here. Okay, so let's work on this. We're going to work off of this side, the right side. Okay, so what I want to do is I actually want to start a new sketch on here, on this plane. Alright, I'm just scrolling with the ball on my mouse. Hit my line tool. I'm going to start here, and I'm going to come down a certain distance. And what's that distance? It's 1 inch. Okay, so I'm actually starting over here. It's going to come down 1 inch, and we're going to go over 2 inches. Watch. Click, come down perfectly 90, type in 1, hit enter. Alright, right click, go to OK. Go back to the line, click again at that same corner. I went over perfectly 90, or in this case it's 0 degrees. I'm going to go over how far? 2 inches. Alright, if I right click, go to OK, I have a 1 by 2 inch line. If I look, I have a 1 by 2 inch line. And now I want to connect this diagonal. Okay, let's connect the diagonal. Back here, I'm going to click on my line tool. I'm going to start at the end of this sketch, or the end of this line, which is 2, down to here. Looks good. Now I can go to Finish Sketch, click on my home view, and I want to bring this back a certain distance. Let's take a look how far that is. Oh, it's 3 inches. So let's bring it back by 3 inches. How do we do that? Under 3D Model, go to Extrude, and it highlights that area for us. It's actually already at 3 because that's what I used before. All I have to do is, if it's not 3, just type in 3. It's do direction 2, and you notice how it takes it away. It's showing it in red. Click OK. And there you go. I have part 3. File, Save, part 3, I'm in my technology folder. I'm going to save that. Very nice. Okay, again, if you're not sure about the dimensions, go to distance, go from here to here, that's 2, from here to here, that's 2, okay, how about here to here, that's 3, if I look here, oh, that's 3, perfect, that one's 2, good, that one's 2, so we can check each one individually. Let's move on to number 4. Alright, again, it starts off 5, it goes up 2, and it goes back 3. Let's click on Inventor, File, I click a little arrow, go to Part, Start New Sketch, I click on Front, click on the front plane, Rectangle, click there, I'm going to just bring it over. The top is highlighted, so let's do that one first. Let's do 5, hit the tab, 2, enter, hit the home key, I'm going to go to 3D model and extrude, and how far do we go back? We go 3 inches in direction 2. So 3 inches in direction 2. Alright, so I went 3 inches in direction 2, click OK, good to go. Now, let's take a look. I need to make a 4-inch line and then make a slant. Interesting. So let's start at this top right corner. Top right corner. Go to the front view. Okay. Start sketch. So I started a new 2D sketch. I'm going to excuse me, grab my line tool, and I'm starting in the top right corner, right here. I'm going over 4 inches. I just can type in 4, hit enter, and then I want to bring this piece down, so it's still attached. I'm just going to bring it down to this corner. It turns green. All I have to do is click. Very cool, huh? I can go to right click, go to OK. I can go to 3D model. I can extrude just this part. Here's the problem. Just like I had before, it doesn't know that it's part of the same sketch. If you get this problem, click cancel. So what I'm going to do is just go back to sketch mode. My line, I'm going to come from the top here, here, and then from here to here. So click here, here, and what I did was I'm going to right click, click OK. All I did was just put like a little box around it. Go to extrude. I now can extrude this out 3 inches. I'm going to do direction 2. Click OK. And now I have this front slope here. Alright. Next thing I want to do is I want to do this opening in the back. Alright, there's a lot of numbers here, so let's focus on this opening. Let's go 1, 1, 1. Okay, so this is 1 inch, this is 1 inch, and then because we know this whole thing is 3 inches, this has to be 1 inch right here. Alright, so let's do that. Let's go 1, and then we'll connect the rest. And we are on the right side. So let's just start a sketch. And we are going to go from the very, very bottom. I'm going to start with a line tool. Line. Click at the very bottom left. Come over 1 inch. Type in 1. Make sure I'm at the right angle. I am. I'm just going to bring this up perfectly 90, not 88, not 86. Perfectly 90 degrees. Bring it all the way up to the top. It should be 2 inches. Click. Okay, now what I want to do is from this point here, I want to click, and I want to bring it over how far? 1 inch. Type in 1, hit enter. I want to bring this part down. How far? I want to bring it down all the way to the bottom, but look, it's not completely 90 degrees, so I have to make it 90. says 90, good, click. Now what I want to do is, because we know we're going to have a problem extruding it because it's on a different sketch, is just go from corner to corner. So watch. Top left corner, click. Okay, I have my line tool. I'm going to drag this all the way across. Drag it to the other corner, click. Come down here to this corner, turns green, click. Come all the way to this corner, turns green, click. And this corner to this corner, turns green, click. So now what I can do is, if I just look at this from an angle, I've just made kind of 3 boxes here by really only drawing one full box, but boxing the whole thing in. Now what I have to do is I have to look back here and say, okay, how far does this come back in? It comes in 2 inches. Let's go back. I'm going to go 3D model, extrude. Okay, I want to do this 2 inches. I can either type it in here, or at the bottom right I can type it in down here. It doesn't make a difference. I can also change the direction, either here or down here. So in this case, I'll just for laughs, I'll do it down here. Okay, direction 1. So I'll go down to direction 2, and look, it's going in 3 inches. I don't want it to go 3 inches, I just want it to go in 2 inches. So I'm going to delete the 3, put in a 2, it makes the change on here, hit enter, and now I have part 4. File, save as, or save part 4 in my technology folder. Okay, and that concludes the first 4 parts in Inventor.